I mean, out of the top 10 most watched channels on YouTube, 9 out of 10 are internet superstars. You know, become internet videographers, they film themselves. The 10th is College Humor. Yeah. It's the only brand that's up there with their content.
But that's going to change. I mean, eventually, I mean, the thing with YouTube is that we are in the golden age. Everyone is paying for our stuff. We don't pay for YouTube. We don't pay for Facebook. We don't pay for Flickr. Well, I guess you can if you want a certain number of, if you want more than 25 megabytes or whatever. But I mean, we've got it great right now. We don't pay for anything. Some guys, some VCs in San Fran are paying for it all. So that's why at my company, all we're doing is experimenting all the time. We're trying all stuff. We're failing on a regular basis, trust me. But we have to keep doing it because it's not going to be free forever. At some point, you know, the guys at YouTube are going to say, oh, you're a partner, you've got 5 sites. Because I don't know if you realized the last 2 weeks, Google has now started linking your Gmail accounts to your YouTube. You have to have them linked. You can't just go in and sign up for a YouTube account. So they're slowly closing the door because once they have you linked together, they're saying, well, you're going to have to pay $20 a month or $20 a year to be on Google and get access to YouTube and all that sort of stuff. And it'll start small. They're not gonna, it's not going to happen overnight. But right now is the best time to be experimenting because it's all free. I mean, we don't pay for any of it. No bandwidth. Any of us who worked at Juiced or, you know, you guys, I mean, it's 15 cents, you know, a stream sometimes, depending on where. I mean, there's lots of factors, but I mean, it's not cheap.
And I think we have to get away. I mean, I think we have to get away from hoarding our content. I think we have to we have to get it out there. And unfortunately, the producers in the room, you know, the broadcast dealers do these deals and hold on to it. And online producers, it's like, get it out there. I don't care how it's spread out. Link swaps. Put my content on your site. Put content on my site. Just get it out there as much as you can. So, and I think that's one of our biggest problems is we're too protective of our content.
You know, there's an interesting site, sorry, jumping back to what Gavin is saying, guys should check out hitviews.com. And HitViews is just it aggregates stats of internet superstars. It'll be a humbling experience for all of you.
Can you turn on the computer thingy?
We'll see at HitViews that if we can get into some of the stats of like the charts of the top superstars. I don't know where the link is, but they have stats on here that have that will blow your mind. You know, there's popular kids doing their video blog on YouTube that have 600-700 million views. 600 or 700 million views. 100 million views is pretty common, you know, to hit. And you know these guys are superstars. These are the superstars of the future. But I don't get scared by it. I would be very scared by it if on my television networks what I was doing was trying to produce content of a guy talking to a camera all the time, because then you can't compete. They win. But I think that's why you have to be differentiated and. Yeah.
Well, these people, I mean, the internet stars are becoming stars. Like College Humor just did a deal where 2 of their kind of leading characters, Jake and Amir, are creating programming for Bacardi, and they're now their digital spokespersons across all media. And now, so you've got online actors becoming across the board.
I'm just going to be a little contrarian on the everybody can do make content front. Forrester released a study this year where they looked at the social media environment where you have 500 million people using Facebook and I don't know how many billions of tweets going on. But what they sort of described the audience as joiners, by level of participation in this one category where the creators of content in that social experience. And what they found is that all categories have been growing exponentially double-digit, but the one category that wasn't growing was the creator category. In fact, it was plateauing at about 24%. Now, the aggregate number gets bigger, but this notion that everybody's going to be creating content in the future, I actually don't think is really going to happen. There's always I think what they say is a third of Americans watch YouTube videos, but only 10% actually ever upload a video that they've created. So, at some point it's not like we're all going to be producing content.
It's a lot of producers, though.
It's a lot. It's a lot more than it's a lot more than there was 10 years ago. But the point being that there will be classes of production.
Well, I guess the main thing I think that we spend a lot of time on, and that we're not really talking enough about, and we probably should, is that it's data, right? There is so much data now available to. And we built a part of our business on it, BitTorrent. We track everything on BitTorrent, and we go to producers and say, if you want to know what genres are doing really well in this city, this is the idea that this is where you need to be focusing. And I think that when you look at Facebook Insight and YouTube and all the data that's available, I mean, I'm just surprised that so many more producers don't spend the time on YouTube when you can click beside, did you get it? It's coming. Oh, nice. Can you turn on the computer for a second? Go ahead.
Let's look at some of these numbers. Adam, what does this guy have? Adam Bonner.
What about
Talks
Adam?
about music. 111 million total views. 450,000 subscribers to his show/channel. What's we got here?
Yeah, wow.
There's 600 million, Anthony Padilla. Anthony Padilla is a bigger star than most stars we know.
He's part of Smosh, which have been big for a long time on the thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you go to YouTube like this and I click on this channel here, beside every single YouTube video, you click on Show Video Statistics, there's all the statistics. This is all free. It tells me who's watching it, 45 to 34, where they're watching it, what time they're, where the links came from, so I can find out all that. I mean, if I'm going to build a new TV show, we were doing this when YouTube first came out. The first thing we go and do is do all the research online to find things that we're thinking about. I'm thinking of a travel show, obviously, because I found this. It's on the tweet. I just put the link up on Twitter, but you can see here, like, Raja was right. Travel will remain the largest online retail category in 2010, and then travel remains the largest on-time rate, growing from 63 billion to 119 billion. So I got this information from him, which is data, and I'm like, you know what? I should probably do an online travel show. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I probably should do one. And then the first thing I would do after this is over, so I'll tell you guys, right, is I will go here and I'll type into travel, and I'll find out
You're
who.
going to get the computer to do it?
I'm doing the computer to do it. Well, that's a great idea. Why don't we get Wiki to build a travel show? That's a good idea.
In the world.
I want you guys to know that I thought of that, and she doesn't have any IP, even though she's a lawyer. So how to travel cheaply, right? I can click on it. It's got 63,000 views, and it looks like it's pretty good. I click on this, and I'm starting to do research. I'm like, okay, where did this guy come from? What's he doing? It's 13, 45 to 17-year-olds. Okay, well, this might be something to emulate, but he's only got 63,000 views. Who's got millions of views, right? It's coming from Howcast. So, I mean, immediately, like in 3 minutes, we've already started talking about what the next thing is online. We're going to make travel shows, everyone in here, obviously, because he told us he's bought a whole channel. I don't have that much money. So I'm going to start an online YouTube channel for travel. I can go and do the research. By tomorrow morning, I can be starting to shoot travel videos and possibly making $1,000 a month. That's pretty incredible, don't you think?
That's awesome. I have about a dozen more questions, but we're actually out of time. So,
Time is up.
yeah, no, unfortunately, Norm threatened to kill me, so I can't. So I want to thank our panel and thank all of you for coming today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope you got a lot out of that. I certainly did, and I'm sure all four of these panelists will be doing interesting things we'll be hearing a lot more about.